Game Freak is a developer known for its work on titles such as Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and Pokemon Black and White. It does occasionally put out games that don't feature the pocket monsters, however, and one of those is Drill Dozer, a Game Boy Advance action platformer set across 6 different areas that sees you defeating a horde of enemies and drilling through many walls along the way. While not as problematic as on some systems, due to the region-free nature of the GBA, the game was only released in Japan in 2005 before arriving early the following year in North America. Drill Dozer follows the story of Jill, the youngest member of the gang of thieves known as the Red Dozers. All was well until a rival gang of ruffians known as the Scholars stole the red diamond from Jill's gang. It's now up to the young girl to lead her comrades in a struggle against evil. The adventure opens with a style all its own. Boasting high production value from the get-go, huge pieces of artwork are used for the menus, making this game very micro-friendly. And the interface layout itself adds to the look and feel of the world. Each level ends with a cutscene of Jill jumping aboard a moving truck, while a brief clip of full motion animation is used when major bosses are destroyed. Presentation is over the top wherever possible, making Drill Dozer as enjoyable to look at as it to play. The Drill Dozer itself is an interesting piece of equipment. It's basically a piece of powered armor that lets Jill walk and jump, and it also lets her duck inside it for protection or to use it to slide across gaps and underneath low walls. The dozer is equipped with a large drill bit that lets you create paths through soft bits of wall and through blocks of stone and brick. There are reinforced blocks of metal that you can't immediately drill through, but you'll be able to upgrade the drill bit later for added power. At the start of each stage, your drill has only a single gear, but you'll uncover upgrades in each level that allows you to shift your drill into higher gear for more drilling power. The cartridge includes a rumble feature which kicks in and intensifies as you spin up your drill dozer. You can switch off the rumble in the menu if you prefer. The shoulder buttons control the direction you drill in clockwise or counterclockwise. In most cases, the direction doesn't matter, but certain aspects of the environment or the enemies require you to choose the correct direction to drill. Threaded air conditioning ducts, for instance, require you to activate your drill in one direction to advance through and in the other direction to go backward. Depending on the direction of the threading, directions indicator are color-coded, so you instantly know which button to press. There are quite a few other interesting platforming elements that keep Drill Dozer feeling fresh as you continue through the campaign. There are conveyor belts that you'll drill into to latch on for a ride, but be careful because transferring between these can be tricky. Later levels turn your versatile Drill Dozer into a submarine or a helicopter when you find special propeller upgrades. The underwater sequences set in ancient ruins do a good job of mimicking the inertia you'd expect from a prop-powered ship. You'll have to compensate accordingly by spinning the drill. The airborne levels lets you spin the drill to control your altitude like a helicopter. The designers have done a great job of throwing these different platforming twists at you over the course of the campaign. Later levels will require you to make your way quickly through certain areas while trying to beat a countdown timer, adding further tension to an already intense game. What Drill Dozer does, however, it does extremely well. The adventure is constantly pulling the player through new situations. The game is reminiscent of Treasure Production, as players will battle bosses the size of the screen that push the hardware to the limit and explore a world that seems to exist beyond rules. Certain rooms will play off a single gimmick, such as stage area that constantly reveals more and more enemies as layer after layer of curtains are pulled away. Bosses wield equally huge weapons, and level design consists of huge patrolling robots and swinging chandeliers. The combination of crazy bosses and continuously fresh environments present a feast for your eyes. You'll see enemies carrying shields to block frontal attacks, others that hover and shoot from above, and several that have an exposed screw which you'll need to unscrew to make them vulnerable. Some turrets in later levels spit a green goop at you, which renders your drill worthless until it dries off. The boss fights are particularly fun and creative, One boss shoots missiles that spin in either direction at you. You'll need to spin up your drill correctly to bounce the missiles back at the robot. Just about all the bosses exhibit the classic design sensibilities of finding patterns and exploiting weaknesses. But it's worth noting that the final boss fight is disappointingly easy compared to the rest of the game. Drill Dozer has a fun cartoony art style reminiscent of something similar to the Powerpuff Girls TV show. The story is pretty simple but is fleshed out well due to the numerous cutscenes and the ample dialogue between the various characters. The 2D sprites look great and the bosses are very well articulated. Some of them are so large that they take up about half the screen. The sound effects are also quite good, especially the music, which offers a fast-paced superhero motif that matches the pace of the gameplay. Most importantly, the amount of drill sounds used really helps to give audio cues to the player. Using only the audio, it is possible to tell how much damage an attack is doing, when to shift gears, or whether or not a chunk of wall can be broken through. The only other game to use sound in such a manner is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for SNES, allowing players to actually top the walls of labyrinths to find secrets otherwise impossible to discover. It may be commonly overlooked, but a solid audio performance can add to the game just as much as the graphical design. A few more songs would have been helpful, as many are used multiple times. All in all, however, the audio presentation is notably impressive. As a total package, Drill Dozer will offer most gamers an experience long overdue on the Game Boy Advance. The gameplay is like nothing before it, and the graphical and audio design help to create a world different from any other game on the system. While the mechanic was used to its fullest, providing tons of memorable moments of drilling, players may start to get tired of the constant repetitive control. Be prepared to drill a lot. To those who accept it for their own, however, Drill Dozer comes as a truly inspired adventure for the GBA. Now, Game Freak, stop making disappointing Pokemon games sometimes and make more games like this or a sequel. You have so much potential here.